Hey, Your Highness.
Excuse me?
I said, hey, Your Highness.
How you doing?
I'm all right, wonderful, wonderful. Up here shooting a video, a live feed, but the powers that be keeps knocking it out. So I'm doing this piece called Satan's voicemail. So your voice is live, not your face. Right now, I didn't put a title up to it because the first two kept getting messed up. I kept cutting my feed. So right now, I'm trying to wiggle around the algorithm. See if they cut my shit off yet. Okay, no, I'm still going. I'm still going. What's good with you, Miss Lady?
Just life is so. What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to put a lock on this door over here. They done went in some of my stuff. So I'm trying to get a look, but I go look at a place tomorrow. I go look at a place Monday, and I go look at a place Wednesday.
Okay. I come with you. Was some company?
I don't mind. I don't mind.
All right. Yeah,
See, the one place I was just talking to the guy. It's down there at the bottom of Dairy and Paulson, right? And I was trying. What you think? What do you think about that?
No.
That's what I told him.
No.
I said, nah. I said, I would never get no rest there.
No.
That would just be a tragedy waiting to happen.
Yeah, hey, soon as them hyenas.
No, even smell me.
Yeah, soon as they hear the SPKs in the hood. Oh man, you're right. It's over. That's just like what's your name coming back in the hood? What's other chick too? We just sold to the liquor late at night down there back in the day. Juicy, yeah. You and Juicy, you and her cannot come to the hood without fucking up. No, you can't. That's y'all two. Y'all cannot. You gotta go somewhere else. No. That's a setup.
That's a whole setup.
Yeah, y'all too gangster that for down there. No, you'll be back in your gangster overnight. Yeah.
I have a whole shop set up.
Yeah, you slip into your old ways. Like, how'd I get here?
Yeah, I have a whole shop set up. I'll be selling liquor, beer, wine, shots. I'll have a sleepover place.
Yeah.
All type of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful. We on live, okay?
Okay.
I'm saying that's healthy. We healthy right now. But I'm just saying though.
Yeah, I know. That ain't nothing but healthy.
Yeah. But we were just saying, we can dig into our past real quick, and some shit ain't for this shit here. Not saying that we have a fucked up past. We're just saying that we're just gonna leave it where it's at.
Right, it's not all right. But thank you for letting me know because I wasn't aware.
Yeah, I told you I was making a video, sweetie, when we first called.
I know, but I thought you were talking to someone else, sweetie. That's why I never said nothing.
Yeah, okay, that's what's up. Cause a lot of times I don't answer the phone. I'm shooting lives, sharing my thoughts and getting confirmations, and like you just calling right now. Where it feels good, where a sister can call her brother and say, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean? And it ain't about that other weirdo shit.
Right.
That other shit is weird.
And I needed to talk. You know what I mean?
Hey, well, let's rap. Cause that's what this is about.
That's what this was about. That's why I was just telling you that I need to get where I'm staying at. I paid to stay here. Gave her money, put food in its place, buy all the supplies, clean up everything. And they went in my stuff yesterday while I was gone. I come back, my vest is missing, and they've been in my bag. So I just need to put a lock on the door. So I got to get a lock.
I got one.
I need a door lock, not you twist the knob, like a bedroom door lock.
Okay.
A bedroom door lock. That's what I need. So I really didn't want to leave to even go get it until I had it. So now I'm sitting here. I just did all my clothes.
Text me your address. I'll bring it to you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm writing these tales.
All right. Matter of fact, I don't gotta come that way because it's my Sabbath. Let me look at my Rolodex in my brain, see where I got some extra locks at with the keys, all yours. Uh,
And I don't even want to say it. I was trying to see if I could order one, but you got to order all supply, they said.
no, now you go to Construction Junction right down in Homewood. I mean, Homewood and Point
Yeah,
Breeze.
but see, I was trying to get something right here. I didn't want to leave
Yeah, I got you.
with, yeah, you know what I
Well,
mean?
I will bring it to
And
you now, but it's
you get me,
closed.
no, it's okay. You get me once. I ain't gonna sit back and let you just do me.
Right?
Once you show me your hand, now I gotta protect myself.
Period. That ain't no
Yeah,
question about that.
you know, it was all fair and love. Man, I'm going now. I mean, look, that was filthy. Cleaned the whole house up. All right, I'll talk to you later. And just call me when you get a minute.
Okay. I'll hit you up as soon as I get done doing this presentation.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, beautiful. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you something about this phone call, right? Y'all? I'm saying bad or good. Let me see if we still on here. I can't see nothing. Okay. We all. Let me see. All right, we still up. Cool. We still up. We still up. God damn, Facebook. What the hell, man? Y'all keep digging into my thing. The unknown life of Jesus Christ. So it should say the unknown life of Jason, who was anointed, who took the high priest. Jason, the Christ. See, Jason, Jesus, Hosea, the Christ. In Hebrew, they call Jason Yeshua, according to who? Antiochus, and he ruled what? Judea, not Judah or Israel. So Jesus was not the king of Israel. Jesus was not the king who led Israel into the promised land. This is Jason, who was appointed king over Judea by the king and emperor Antiochus when he changed the name to Christians in the book of Acts. Let's get that up for you. When did the Hebrews become Christians in the Bible? See, these Jews believed Jesus to be prophesied Messiah. So, this Jew, no, hold on, wrong Jew. This Jew here who took over office, right, and did what? Did away with the laws. It did away with the Hebrew and the Jewish laws for Greek. See, he was the Jewish Messiah at the first, the Judeans. But then when he started putting that Greek shit, they took him to Rome and killed his ass. That's why his life is unknown. So, let's see what they say about this Jewish Christian. Alright? Jews who converted to who? Jason. See? See, Judaism and Christianity. See that? Separation of Christianity from what? Judaism. Why? Because the Jews and the Roman Greeks had an argument. And the Jews, because of Jason's magic and shit, wasn't with that shit. And so they said, we're going to send you to Rome. And Rome crucified him. So let's get to the story. Oh, I took the story out. Golly. Alright, where we at? Pull that back up. Divinity School. Alright. I did the research. I did the research on the author of the book. And as usual, they always want to try to discredit a person's knowledge or their hard work. So Nicholas, as in Nicholas, as in Old Saint Nick, or as in the Nicolaitans, who has Russian, New Zealand, Turkish, French, who's in the same field as he in. Folks are trying to debunk what he saw and what he knows to be true. And because they're sacred artifacts, he can't bring them back to you guys and say, hey, this is what I found. So it's translated from French by Alexina the Ranger. So check her out. Alexander the Ranger. Chicago, New York, Rand McNally Company Publishers, 1894. You'll see why I researched Sir John back in 1800s. His relationship with Campbell's Food Company, Crayola, Harvard, a lot of other bankers and other Jews at this time. (1894), July 23rd, Divinity School. This is how we know the information between the education gap between the so-called pale skin, the so-called white man and black man versus the oligarchy. Those who's teaching you the spiritual wickedness. Copyright 1894 by Rand McNally and Company. Life of Christ. It didn't say Jesus. Alright. The life of Christ. It did not say Jesus. Alright. We know this. You want to go see the Dalai Lama? Tibet? Ladakh? Hongpa? The life of Saint Isa? Epitome? Explanatory notes. I did some mathematics with that. And I was praying to see if I should teach this or research it or not. I came up with some fascinating numbers. Came with some fascinating information. I wonder if I can find it real quick. Oh, here it go. IE, but it came up IEG is 5, 17, 68, 14, 1 and 5, 8, 19. The numbers in the table of contents on his preface, journey to pages. And so numerically, I tried to see if it has any sacred geometry in it, in his travels. And his travels and his word of speech, there's a numerical system that aligns up with the universe. So before I was going to mention this to y'all, I had to make sure that it had a universal truth in it. That how we present it, you will get the picture. And then you can draw your own conclusion that we can bring that truth to light on earth to remove this darkness, aka the ignorance on the planet that we're in charge of. Yeah, it may be the primates' planet. Yes, it may be Mother Nature's planet. Yes, it may be whatever creatures and humanoids' planet. Yes, it's your planet, monkey man, dog man, cat man, this man, bug man, and whatever type of man you want to be. Yes, this is your planet. But he made the perfect spirit man to rule over you. And we understand that you're not liking it. But you're going to have to get used to it. Press comments on the life of Jesus Christ. Now the other part said of Christ. But now this is where they have to, in order to publish it without being reprimanded, they have to put that word Jesus, Jason, Yeshua, Christ. Because now it's telling you, you're being told who this is. This is the title, but who's wearing the hat? Jason. The unknown life of Jason, who we gave the hat to, called Christ. Edward Everett Hale in the North American Review. Carl Blind and the Nouvelle Presse of Vienna, Australia. They noticed no minister of Christian religion can afford to ignore such a publication. Chicago Post, Chicago Tribune, St. Louis Republic, New Testament, no book has appeared of a great importance to Christianity. Prairie Farmer, in itself is highly interesting. New York Sun, San Francisco, Boston Ideas. Oh, that was sweet. Thank you, Mama. Happy Sabbath to you, babe. Preface. Now, remember I showed y'all this picture? For a reason. For the close of the Turkish-Russian War of the Orient. Because we are called Orientals if you can acknowledge yourself as being an Afro-Asiatic. So still the Jew, Christian, this is still going on. Because these are Catholics. These are Catholics. But why are they at war? Why are they at war? Why? So God went across the Caucasus Mountains, Asia. He's been to Persia, India. Alright. So we're not going to bore with all that, but we want to get you into the Buddhist or the Lama, as in Dalai Lama, as in how Africa, Desmond Tutu became who? A cardinal for the vicar of who? Christ. So the Dalai Lama and the African people are up under this Christ thing. Lama. That's why they said Jesus went where? India. And the guy went to Russia. If you could put these things in today, obviously Europe, every convent as far as Lhasa, we see there's an invade. Well, no, he invaded, so we don't want to mislead the reading on that. More preface. See, because I have this book called Nicolay, and in the Bible it says something about these people. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Check this out. What it says about these people. Nicolaitans in the Bible. Who are the Nicolaitans in the Bible?
According to Wikipedia, the Nicolaitanes are the followers of that Nicholas who was one of the 7 first ordained to the diaconate by the apostles. They lead lives of unrestrained indulgence.
Now, subsequently journeyed to Tibet as a Russian, and my return to Leah, I announced my immediate departure for India, and again left the capital of the Dat. These are the same Sephardic Polish Jews. Jesus, Jason, the king. The Jews king was Jason of Judea. That's all we're saying. We're not saying anything bad or against. We're just making a separation between the king of the Jesus of Judea and the Hosea of Israel. Two different places of people. And you notice it's in Paris and it's translated from French. And tell you this in the interest of all Christian churches, I then called Mr. M. Jules Simon, who found my communication more interesting and advised me to what? Consult Mr. Irene in regard to the best means of publishing these memoirs. And P.S. In the course of my travels, I took many curious photographs, but when I came to examine the negatives on my return to India, I was dismayed to find that they were absolutely destroyed. Now, when I read the comments and the concerns about the authentication of his memoirs and what he wrote, we shared in the earlier video where there's one dude who was a general, forged some hieroglyphs writings to show that he had found something in America that connects Egypt, because he spent so much money in it. So the same thing with Jesus. People done spent so much money in this Jesus cult, and this Jesus name is the glue to so many kingdoms in hell, meaning in Hellenism, in the Greco-Roman life. See, Greco-Roman society doesn't live without the glue of the resurrection. The resurrection of their Jesus is the glue to their power. That's the glue to their power. And to act as if they was Judah, these Jews, and to act as if they was Israel, these Germans, Polish, and other tribes. The energy of his information for his photos could not leave that place. Because there's a lot of places I took photos, I'm like, what happened to my picture? I have a gang of photos where I got a video. True story, y'all. True story. I was doing a video, and this guy called me. He said, yo, is that you in this video right here? I said, yeah, what's wrong? He said, I can hear you, but the color of you is not in there. He said, are you using a special computer or something? I said, no, I'm using a regular, I might even be using my phone or some type of tablet device. True story. And he said, no, because you look like you made of water or you crystallized. I'm like, what you mean, man? And so he sent me a picture of the motherfucker, man. And I was at awe. I might be, let me see if I can show you that picture, y'all. Let me see if I can get that, pull that picture up. It was a long time ago, too. Long time ago. Oh, I have to go. I mean, it's way down in the archives, y'all. Way down in that motherfucker. Shoot. You know, all this is in my brain, y'all, so this is all. Where the hell is my basic criminal law book? Where is my books? Oh, I forgot about that book. So they did to the nuns. See Nicki Minaj? Nicki Minaj has been bratted. Just when I hit y'all with that. See the prostration in the brain? You go to the feet. See the legs, the hips, the arms, the shoulder. Even your brain is built to prostrate. As a matter of fact, let me download this. See your brain prostrating? Even your brain. See the feet in detail. It's sitting on the rock or on the base of all things. The perfect balance. You go to the toes, the ankles, right? Or the feet, the ankle. You go to calf, right? Before what you call it? You go to calf. You go to knee. The thigh. The hip, the side organs, they go to arms, you go your outfit, or your hair or your locks, your coat, you go your mouth, your nose, and your eyes. praying or prostrated. Now, some would say, well, then what's this right here? Me personally, I would call that part of the coat. That's the coat of arms. That's what's protecting you. And here's the collar when you pray. And this shield or this cover or cloak sends out a frequency. They call it spidey sense. But it's not a spidey sense. It's a sensory protection gland that if anybody invades you while you're in this thing, this coat, alright, covers all this. And this sensory gland, when it's down, stuck into the earth, boom. So anything that touches the earth or vibrates it, it wakes up this something in you, in your man. So here's yourself in here. This is the man in you, or the manhood right here. Thank you, Father. Let's get to it. So yeah, the negatives they were destroyed because of the inner man destroyed that. It couldn't get out. It wasn't for him to put out. I know life of genius. During my journey in India, I found many opportunities to mingle and converse with the Buddhists. So thoroughly was why my curiosity excited by their accounts. I'm just going to leave it on here so y'all can read it. So y'all know it exists. I hope I can find some music. Let me see if I can find some music so they'll let us rock out. I don't need that. We don't need that. You can just have music here and read this book. Read this book together. Hold on, y'all. Who we at here? Who we at? I'm sorry, y'all. Really not feeling it right now because they kept blocking. They kept cutting out the energy. So how we wanted to present it to you, it's like for the sake of getting it done, we're just gonna go ahead and make it happen. That music was weak there. No, that was whack. These guys said we could play their music. Facebook, they said we could play their music. They said we can promote their music without any eruptions or copyrights. Accuse, send us their page so we could share their music.
Muchos hablan por hablar, andan hablando de mí, que tengan que decir, no pueden decir a mí. Hablan por hablar, andan hablando de mí, que tengan que decir, no pueden decir a mí. Hablan por hablar, andan hablando de mí, que tengan que decir, no pueden decir a mí. Hablan por hablar, andan hablando de mí, que tengan que decir, no pueden decir a mí. Hablando por mi espalda, de frente te saludan como si fueran camaradas, pero hablan por tus espaldas. ¿Qué clase de mamadas son esas babosadas? Son puros juegos que andas jugando en la jugada. Pareces vieja con esa lengua suelta. Si tienes algo que decir, mejor dímelo a mí. Es como comadre, así como me enseñó mi padre. No andar de cobarde, hablando por las espaldas. Lo que tengas que decir, mejor dímelo a mí. A mí me enseñaron a ser hombre. Lo que tenga que decir, mejor díselo a esa persona. Muchos hablan por hablar. Mejor dímelo. Muchos hablan por hablar. Que andan hablando de mí. Tengan que decírmelo, pueden decir a mí. Hablan por hablar. Que andan hablando de mí. Que tengan que decírmelo, pueden decir a mí. Hablan por hablar. Que andan hablando de mí. Que tengan que decírmelo, pueden decir a mí. Hablan por hablar. Que andan hablando de mí. Que tengan que decírmelo, pueden decir a mí. Así nomás. Quieran decir de mí lo que quieran. Aquí estoy, aquí ando. Yo nomás oigo. Pero lo que me tengan que decir, oye, Kyle, yo soy hombre, así como me enseñó mi padre. Y así quedó esta, así nomás. Ey, oye, hablan por hablar. Ya, mejor díganmelo a mí. Ey, we global now.
Cuando yo era niño, yo quería cantar. Cuando lo intenté, me dije esto es para mí.
Cuando era niño quería cantar como mi papá, lo acompañaba para grabar. A mí me encanta como él canta, la voz graba, la deja con la baba. En vez de yo por nada y poco a poco empecé a agarrar todo para grabar. Tengo ilusión de un día avanzar y progresar y elevar. Cantarle al mundo canciones que vienen del corazón. Siempre derecho, nunca fui izquierdo ni el transero. Todo fue honrado y bien trabajado, bien humilde, porque un día quiero ser un empresario.
Yo quería cantar. Cuando lo intenté, me dije esto es para mí. Cuando yo era niño, yo quería cantar. Cuando lo intenté, me dije esto es para mí.
Bien que me acuerdo cuando llegó el amor por esto, tomando nota, letra por letra, escuchando rolitas viejas con mi jefito y mi jefa, corriendo baladas de niño, todo prendía la mecha, alegre chamaco captando sonidos, surtiendo los ritmos, poco a poco me hice de un hombre. Ya no es el mismo, nadie me manda, controlo lo mío. Conduzco mi coche, se estrella si yo lo permito. Produzco una pista, fresco el producto, desde la panadería. Pinche frito, ¿quién pensaría que yo lo
Cuando yo
haría?
era niño, yo quería cantar. Cuando lo intenté, me dije esto es para mí. Cuando yo era niño, yo quería cantar. Cuando lo intenté, me dije esto es para mí.
The thing that's different about a verbal vacation home, you
Paralyzed on the track. Dear God, forward chain, figure out, about these streets, trying to fuck with y'all, I'm trying to shoot this shit ain't for me, this ain't for me. Dear God, forward chain, figure out, about these streets, trying to fuck with y'all, I'm trying to kill them, shoot this shit ain't for me, this ain't for me. Dear God, man, I'm thankful for your blessings every day that I wake up when I'm blessed and I ain't flexing, but I'm stepping cause this life that I lived it kept taking honey taking, so I had to make some changes, real changes, self-care. That was strange, but I did it for 6 months later. I was back at it again, with the smoke in the clouds. I was lost and I was down, and I'ma keep on doing this cause I will never give up, cause you know that I will do it till their heads bounce. Bounce, 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 Dear God, forward chain, figure out, about these streets, fuck with all the shit, I'm trying to do this shit ain't for me, this ain't for me. Dear God, forward chain, figure out, about these streets, fuck with all the shit, I'm trying to do this shit ain't for me, this ain't for me. Yeah. Real life. Look.
You are now listening to Anyway Well.
Hopeless. Yeah, I was feeling hopeless. Couldn't focus. Felt like hocus pocus. Started to notice. So I prayed to God. My eyes started to open as I kept smoking. And my chosen the water keep frozen. Man that I know. Overdoses. Let the dose really broken. But it kept smoking. Till the eyes get open. Overdosing after overdosing. Until one day they overdone it. And now they ain't coming back. It's addicting like crack. They ain't coming back until they overdone it. And they ain't coming back. So addicted, but you know that they had me feeling hopeless. Cause it's just hopeless. Yeah, I was feeling helpless, couldn't focus. Felt like hocus pocus. Started to notice, so I prayed to God. And my eyes started to open as I kept smoking. And my chosen the water keep frozen. Hopeless. Yeah, I was feeling hopeless, couldn't focus. Felt like hocus pocus. Started to notice, so I prayed to God. And my eyes started to open as I kept smoking. And my chosen the water keep frozen.
You are now listening to Anyway Well.
So what now? Searching for clues without a clue, without this clue. Do if you let it get to you. Smoke out, slumped out. Can't get to you if I wanted to. Tell you that this is how you. This is there you've been over the world with all the ones that love you. It's hurting for you, wishing that you could get this through without smoking on blues. Just one day your day gon' come through. Back from the life back that life what you came through. Or what you do with this life that you can't get by. Cause nowadays everybody just wants to stay high. Cause you know they be feeling so hopeless. So now it's hopeless. Yeah, I was feeling hopeless, couldn't focus. Felt like hocus pocus. Started to notice, so I prayed to God. My eyes started to open as I kept smoking. And my chosen the water keep frozen. Hopeless. Yeah, I was feeling hopeless, couldn't focus. Felt like hocus pocus. Started to notice, so I prayed to God. My eyes started to open as I kept smoking. And my chosen the water keep frozen.
Today we're here to honor your legacy. Symbols are nothing without the women and men that give them meaning. We need new heroes.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is relevant and gripping in all the right ways. Marvel has brought feature film caliber storytelling to Disney Plus.
Superheroes. Tienes que aprender a huevo. De una manera u la otra vas a aprender. Poco fue aprendiendo las lecciones de la vida, pero nunca me he rajado, porque aquí sigo firme, porque poco fue aprendiendo las lecciones de la vida, pero nunca me he rajado, y aquí yo sigo yo firme. Poco fui yo aprendiendo lecciones que vienen en la vida. Muchas veces me equivocaba, pero yo seguía. Nada de tirar la toalla, que eso no corre en mi sangre. Lecciones que vino en la vida, las aprendí yo de mi padre. Y todo en la vida se puede si pones en mente todo, le das tu todo. No se me raje y no se me traje, porque todo se tiene que tomar su pasito, toma pasito. Nada de darle muy recio, y choca, que topas en una pared. Luego de rato, ¿tú qué vas a hacer? Cuando te topes en una pared, luego de rato no puedes mover, y ni puedes también ni correr, ni caminar, ni gatear, porque te encuentras en ese agujero que quieres salir, pero es mejor que aprendas las cosas que vienen en la vida. Poco a poco fui aprendiendo las lecciones de la vida, pero nunca me he rajado, porque poco fui aprendiendo las lecciones de la vida, pero nunca me he rajado, porque yo aquí sigo firme, pero poco fui aprendiendo las lecciones de la vida, pero nunca me he rajado, porque yo aquí sigo firme. Síguele dando, porque se puede, en este mundo se mida. Síguele dando, hasta que le llegues, porque se puede, hasta que te llegues, síguele dando, hasta que llegues, porque si se puede, en la vida se puede, en el mundo, dale tu todo, jala tu modo, como tú quieras, como tú puedas, pero si lo vas a lograr, nada te podrá detener, puro pa' enfrente y nada al revés.
Yeah, sure. De donde soy, para mí son recuerdos que no voy a olvidar. Recuerdo a mi padre y a mi madre también, todos mis carnales, mis hermanos también. Dios se los llevó para no volver, pero un día nos volveremos a ver.
Se la dedico a mi gente de la Garita, el Molino, Delicias, Chihuahua, Rosales, León, la ex Hacienda, Ortiz, 99 y 92, la campesina. Extraño yo a mis tíos y a mis tías, y a mis primos y a mis primas, mi abuelita, que en paz descanse con mi abuelito, mis carnales, Teodoro, Armando, somos solos, conocidos en el pueblo, gente humilde, respetados, y ahí andamos, y los que que no los extraño, recuerdos que no voy a olvidar, canciones que les voy a cantar, una caguama para pasear y una bucana para celebrar, para la gente que se nos ha ido, y ya les toco este sonido para que escuchen su ponle oído.
Para mí son recuerdos que no voy a olvidar. Recuerdo a mi padre y a mi madre también, todos mis carnales, mis hermanas también.
Sin vista de acá.
Para no volver, pero un día nos volveremos a ver.
He creado este estilo que viene divino, cantando con mi jefito, le dicen el chimino, creado en el molino, le dicen la voz brava, porque tú sabes que la voz la tiene y es muy brava. Extraño a mi tía Mona y a mi tío Chava, y a mi prima Flor, y a mi primo Víctor, y a mi tío Oscar, y a mi tío Sabino, y a mi tío Enrique, y a mi tío Conrado, a todos esos tíos, yo los quiero y los extraño, por eso yo y mi jefito le andamos cantando, pa' que sientan todo lo que sentimos de dolor, y los extraño llenos de amor.
Hoy para mí son recuerdos que no voy a olvidar. Recuerdo a mi padre y a mi madre también, todos mis carnales, mis hermanas también.
Sin vista de acá.
Para no volver, pero un día nos volveremos a ver.
Sin vista de acá.
No hay como la mujer es divina, quisiéramos morir en las cantinas y nunca lograríamos olvidar las mujeres divinas.
Hablando de mujeres y traiciones, se fueron consumiendo copas de licor. Luego me puse a cantar unas canciones que se quitaban de puro de rencor. Luego que se acerca luego un caballero, me dice que no hable su presencia de las damas, porque todo el tiempo que estuvo con una mujer son los hermosos tiempos que han pasado en su vida. Luego de rato me daba consejos y yo escuchara todo lo que me decía. Saber tratar mujeres, tratarlas con mucho cariño, hay que saberlas amar, porque son las más hermosas que han pasado en este mundo, son divinas. Y ahora le canto estos cantos que vienen para todas las mujeres divinas. Pudiéramos morir en las cantinas, pero nunca lograríamos olvidarlas, quitarlas de la mente, y por eso les canto este ritmo así. Mujeres divinas, mujeres divinas, mujeres
No hay
divinas.
como la mujeres divinas, pudiéramos morir en las cantinas y nunca lograríamos olvidar las mujeres divinas.
Te dije que nosotros simplemente hablamos de lo mal que nos ha tratado, que si alguien opinaba diferente sería porque jamás lo han traicionado. Todo por el amor,
estamos sufriendo, doliendo por todo el dolor. Y ahora qué es lo que queremos, ya no podemos ya ni confiar. Luego de rato queremos tirar, algo que pudiera haber sido algo bueno, pero no sabemos. Y ahora la mente está pensando en cosas negativas. Es muy duro andar pensando en cosas positivas. Todo por la mujer, mujeres tan divinas. Y ahora la ando cantando para las mujeres divinas, para que sepa que el hombre tiene que aprender a amar, porque muchas de las veces no nos dejan amar por las cosas que nos han pasado en el pasado, nos tienen tramados. Y ahora les sigo cantando a mujeres divinas.
Hoy como la mujer divina, pudiéramos morir en las cantinas y nunca lograríamos olvidar las mujeres divinas.
Buy this beat today.
Yo no me arrepiento, todo lo acepto, nadie es perfecto, errores cometemos. Yo no me arrepiento, todo lo acepto, nadie es perfecto, errores cometemos. Nadie es perfecto, excepto mis hechos. Y cambio lo que puedo y acepto lo que no. Si se puede, se puede, si no, pues no. I'm learning to grow, acceptance is key. If you know, then you know. If you don't, then you don't. There's no rush in perfection, perfection is slow. Takes time and to grow, poco a poquito, yendo al pasito. Y a nadie le pido, trabajo por lo mío, diario al pasito. En nadie me fijo, sigo y yo sigo, dándole duro para agarrar todo lo que se puede en esta vida. Yo no me arrepiento, todo lo acepto, nadie es perfecto, errores cometemos. Yo no me arrepiento, todo lo acepto, nadie es perfecto, errores cometemos. Cada quien tiene su propia historia para contarla, para decirla. Esta es la mía, la estuvo bien fría, pero seguía y seguía y seguía para agarrar todo lo que quería. Nada fue fácil y nada fue gratis.
Valley of Waka.
pero seguí, seguí, seguí. Y ahora mírame a mí. Yo no me arrepiento, todo lo acepto. Nadie es perfecto, errores cometemos, pero así aprendemos. Así yo aprendí, y luego le di. Yo no me arrepiento, todo lo acepto. Nadie es perfecto, errores cometemos. Yo no me arrepiento, todo lo acepto. Nadie es perfecto, errores cometemos. Yo no arrepiento.
Jesus talks to a woman with many husbands. So now we find some relevance to the story. Because in the New Testament, Jesus says you have 5 husbands. So obviously he'd been to India because this is where they have 3 to 5 husbands. And may have one that's not theirs. And he said, you're right. You are right in saying I have no husband, for you have had 5 husbands, and the man you are now living with is not your husband. And if this is the Samaritan, then he's not in Judea. Is there a Hindu or a Buddhist in Galilee, or is Galilean in India? Either way it goes, the culture of having 5 husbands is not taboo. It's not taboo. So I had to bring that up real quick to prove to show a point. Let's get back to the Mixola, the music. So I'm gonna just put that down there real quick. With that, press play.
Todo acepto, nadie perfecto, errores cometemos, yo no arrepiento, todo acepto, nadie perfecto, errores cometemos.
So when you Hebrews talk about polyandry or polygamy, or having 5 husbands or 5 wives, this is where you black African Americans get that from. So we tell you you're not original and you're not doing nothing new. This should be the nail in the coffin. I'll name this later. So we know that anytime you see a black woman with 6 different husbands, polyandry. You see a man with 6 wives, polyandry. That is a learnt religion. That is a learnt culture. That is a learnt way of life. And it's not natural to have a whole bunch of wives and a whole bunch of husbands. That's why they separate the word wife from concubine. And they separate concubine from slave. So, swift current of the water is a small village called Chargo. So Waka means water, like Waka Flocka Flame. Water, Flocka, Flame. So Waka Flocka is what? A watery flame. Sauce Waka, a saucy water. To all you hip hop artists. Down south, out of Atlanta to the sea, when you call yourself Sauce Waka, Waka Flocka, understand that this is ancient Indian language called water. Waka Flocka, a small village. So anybody want to go to Waka land or water village, here's the book right here. It's in Tibet. So Jesus even hit the Waka Flocka and seen people with 5 husbands. That he came back and somebody wrote about that travel. So that tells me Jesus going to hell, which is Hellenist, and Jesus going to India is a confirmation. Because now when he got the information, when he got back to Galilee and Judea or whatever, he could see like, oh, you had 5 wives. oh, you had 5 husbands because he's identifying with their culture. So obviously he was a student. He was a student of some sort. And we haven't even gotten to the story of him mentioning the literature. So I guess we can go ahead and fast forward the stationery, this part of the book. Same color, yellow robe, white robe. They say green and black robe will pass out. Wasted to having the 8 of elements. Perpetual prayer. That's what I do. So, alright. We were scarcely seated when the attendant appeared with a hot beer or chain, as it's called in this region, prepared with the walls of the monastery. So you're allowed to drink beer, wine. Nobody said you can't be merry and drink. It just says don't get drunk off the hot beer. Don't get drunk off the tantrum that's called in that region, or here in the Americas. Here's my favorite, y'all. This beverage gives monkeys a quantity of superfluous flesh, which is considered by the people as a sign of particular favor from heaven. So when you monkeys drink and do drugs, they looking at the heavens, y'all. So if you go to a Hindu store or an Indian store and you're in there buying a particular beer or hops, they wait to see if heaven's with you niggas. Because they call you monkeys. They do. So when the monkey, we are scarcely seated when the attendant appeared with a hot beer or chain, as it's called in this region, prepared within the walls of the monastery. This beverage gives the monks, my fault. It said monkey. I thought it said monkeys. I was about to get excited. Shit. Off bus. Alright, so we got monks, language, Tibetan language. Origin of the language. That the king of Tibet, who reigned in the days of Muhammad, undertook the creation of a universal language to be used by all followers of Buddha. Now, when Hosea Omar says that to the so-called black man and black woman, I'm stupid. But the king of Tibet says this has to be done. So what y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? The king of Tibet said in order to follow this way of the Buddha, you must create a universal language that they all must speak, like they did with English to Christianity. England did the exact same thing to English what it is to Christianity, and now to Islam, and to every religion on the planet. Why? To make it a universal language. What's that? English. So we see how Jesus Christ, English, Catholic Church became a universal language and religion to be used by the followers of who? Not Buddha, but Jesus Christ. With this in view, he simplified, the Greeks, the British simplified what? The Hebrew grammar, composed an alphabet containing infinite number of signs, and thus formed the basis of the tongue of exceedingly easy pronunciation, but of most complicated orthography. No less than 8 characters being required to represent a single sound. So now you know how to, what? Use vibrations to create your language. Called the language of the heart. Whatever language you create from the heart will be the language you manifest in your community. Most High is wonderful when He confirms what we've been telling y'all for the past weeks or months. Let's keep it going. Nonetheless, Oriental, Indians, Tibet, Afro-Asiatic, Hebrew, Shemites. I said that these are Hebrew, we're just saying the Shemitic bloodline. Where somebody turned priestly knowledge to maintain the planet into a not so priestly message. Hold on, y'all, I'm going to roll up my medication. So anyway, get a good look at that, y'all. Get a good look at it. Because nowhere they mention it. They mention it in Hebrew, but you see it, Islamism. See? When you're in another country, black man and black woman, and you become to understand what Islam is and what it isn't to the so-called black man and black woman. And you say, how come these Islamists don't like us? This is why Islam and Christianity do not acknowledge the weak, because it is selfish religions. And it says, if you don't lick my boots, I'm going to kill you. The Most High's way says, I prepared all this before you was created. Respect me. And how you respect me is how you respect the man to your left and the woman to your right, aka your brother and your sister. So the Mohammedans have nothing in common with our religion. You see that? Mohammedans have nothing in common with Buddhists. Christianity has nothing in common with these. None of that. Just saying. Islamism. But Islam has something to do with Christianity. You hear the twist? The Lamas themselves, the only error of the Christians, you see, the only error of the Christians is that after adopting the great doctrine of Buddha, they, at the very outset, completely separated themselves from him and created another Dalai Lama. Brings another Christ. I was before what I was then, that I am now, but I wasn't then because I am yesterday. And because yesterday I was, tomorrow I'll never be, but next week I'll be there like I was in 86. Ooh. Man, these Europeans flip the shit out this shit, man. Because you see, you got Christian, Buddha, Dalai Lama, Europeans, Mohammedans, religions that are not the same, people being converted, shit's being about force. There's a number of so many Buddhists and see, you see all this battle for the rank of worshipers for Buddha or against Buddha. And one of them are Christians, Islamists. So the only way to keep Black America from having to choose a battle knowingly is it just don't tell you about the shit. The niggas ain't gonna read and research this deep. They ain't gonna look for that shit. Sucks to be you. Whoever told you that the so-called black man would never read a book or research some shit, well, just that day is over with. That day have seen the light many times over. If I do say so myself. If I do say so. But, oh no. Shit. Shit. This is fucked up. Oh, this is fucked up. Oh. Let me drop some sounds for y'all, man. My little water thing didn't flooded. I mean, not flooded. It then froze. I'm over trying to give me some water, and my shit then froze. I ain't know my new little mini fridge is working that good.
The thing that's different about a verbal vacation home, you always have the whole place to yourself. No stranger at the dinner table making things awkward, or in another room taking up space.
I've learned that in order to learn, you gotta make mistakes. Yeah. No soy perfecto y nunca lo seré, pero intentaré para proceder, para aprender a subir nivel, no verdadero, siempre de pie, para aprender, quando falhei, vai sendo bien, e failure doesn't mean you failed, it just means you gotta keep trying, it's in the process of being great, and if they hate, then that means you headed down the right way, don't stop, and watch you elevate, I'm so creative, so I create these positive vibes, with this music I create, it helps my soul, body, and mind, just to levitate, take some weight on my shoulders, so that I can think straight, and I will never get touched, but I will never break, never break. Soy perfecto y nunca lo seré, pero intentaré para proceder, para aprender a subir nivel, no verdadero, siempre de pie, para aprender, quando falhei, vai serlo bien, no soy perfecto y nunca lo seré, pero intentaré para proceder, para aprender a subir nivel, no verdadero, siempre de pie, para aprender, quando falhei, vai serlo bien,
Papa Thursday, hell, Mopus Drive.
the dead, para aprender, passa no verdadeiro, para aprender, quando falhei, vai ser o que é.
I'm up for dry and everything is frozen. My mouth is dry and everything is frozen. My mouth is dry. My mouth is dry. And military between heaven and earth.
I use the Guardian Connect CGM.
Check this out. Dalai Lama, while ours alone has received the divine favor of seeing the majesty of Buddha face to face, and the power of serving an intermediary between heaven and earth. Who's that? Buddha. Who is the Dalai Lama of the day? Peep this out, y'all. Let's get that Dalai Lama. So we got that. Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu. Let's get some of this here. Let's get some of this here, y'all. Let's get some of this. Hold on. Let's get a couple minutes here real quick. Not the whole 6 minutes, but let's look at the power of this right here. Alright? Christians is that after adopting the great doctrine of Buddha. Christians adopting Buddha. Who? For him created another Dalai Lama. Who's what? Intermarried between what? Heaven and earth. Not God. Not the Most High Yah. But the Dalai Lama, Jesus, and the Pope. Let's see what they got for us.
Sex. Did you say that? That a monk, remember?
It was 7 years in the making, but there were huge gaps in there. So we shot the backbone of the film in the Dalai Lama's compound when Arch flew to
say that? That a monk, remember? Sex. Did you say that? That sex. Did you say sex? Did you say that? Sex. Did you say that? That a monk. Sex. Did you say that? That a monk, remember? Sex. Did you say that? That a monk. Sex. Did you say that? That a monk, remember? You say that? That a monk, remember? That a monk, remember? That a monk, remember?
It was 7 years in the making, but there were huge gaps in there. So we shot the backbone of the film in the Dalai Lama's compound when Arch flew to Dharamsala, and that was only the 6th time they'd ever met.
Enjoy our friendship and talk about joy.
They got together to talk about joy and living with joy despite the world we're living in.
When people decide to be free, absolutely nothing is going to stop them from becoming free.
It was like every birthday, Christmas gift, every holiday, every beautiful summer day that you were at the beach, it was like all of that wrapped up in one. It was spectacular to hear these men and also know what was happening behind the scenes.
While you're alive, your life should be meaningful.
And they were just sharing themselves with each other, and you could see that they were tickled by every single minute that they were in each other's presence.
You can overcome the most horrendous circumstances and emerged on the other side.
We don't have to tell you about their friendship. We just got to show it to you. It was so evident. And that they were proving every moment that our humanity is greater than our differences.
Straight live from the pits of hell. Straight live from the pits of hell. Who is this Dalai Lama of the Christians, of whom you speak? I asked. We have a Son of God, to whom we address our favorite prayers. It is to him we have recourse, that he may intercede for us near our one and indivisible God. It is not to him I refer, Sahib, he replied, who also respect whom you recognize as the Son of an only God. See the word? Son of an only God. So there's a particular God amongst many, but only you have this particular God, but some of us have, you'll see the words. Only we do not regard him as such, but as the excellent being, the chosen one from among all. Buddha did indeed incarnate himself with his intelligence in the sacred person of Isa. Who is Isa in Mohammedan times?
This person. Very nice. Humble. I think.
Seeing rubbing on him like, come on, man, like, but that's another story. That's not what we're here to talk about. Let's get another clip. Let's find a different one. I don't want to do a long one. Okay, Black America, look at this very, very closely. See, could you have His Holiness, the 14th what? Dalai Lama, like the 14th generations to Jesus. So now you have Africa, Tutu, and India, Lama, Lama Tutu, Tutu Lama. And they both have a holiness or an agreement. Who is the Dalai Lama of the Christians? To them, that would be Desmond Tutu, trying to be the new Jesus. But he is a holy vicar of Christ in Africa because the Pope gave him that power. You see right here with his scarlet. He got his scarlet. They both have their scarlet colors on. One's red and scarlet purple. Let's hold that up for a minute. So obviously, still on, Dalai Lama, or like the COVID Lama, what you call it? There allows the great shade may be remitted to the sheep, which is the people that strayed from the fold to the evil path. The evil path would be what? To use the Most High. See, if you're going against the Pope, the Dalai Lama, and the Cardinals, you're on an evil path. Why? Concluded the Lama fervently. The Lama fervently, as he announced more said his prayers well in motion. I understood that he alluded to the Pope. You have said that a son of Buddha, Isa, Jesus, the chosen one, propagated your religion throughout the world. Let's hear that again. I understand that he alluded to the Pope. You have said that a son of Buddha, Jesus, the chosen one, means Christ. You got Christ conscious, Buddha. You see where this is going? Christians, Jews, Gentiles, reptiles, black, white. I speak of your terrestrial Dalai Lama, not extraterrestrial, but your terrestrial Dalai Lama, to whom you have given the title Father of the Church. So how did Dalai Lama become Father of the Church? Let's see. You see the Roman hat?
We are going to be free! Sex. Did you say that? You are a monk, remember? I've sometimes said to him.
You see the rosary beads on his arm too.
The cameras are on us.
Stop. Right there. Satan's voicemail. Satan's voicemail. You hear he told him, shh, you little fucker. Chill out with your happy ass. This is the African, Mongol, Greco-Roman, Cain, Edom, feudalism, to make sure that you don't hear the true words of the Most High Yah in America. The Mongols will make sure you never become the original Indian Hebrews, and the African will make sure you never become the Hebrews that you were in Africa. So when you try to go to India through Mexico, and you try to go to Africa through Atlantic Oceans and all that, they'll be like, who's your God? And if you don't say Jesus, if you don't say Dalai Lama, if you don't have the magic word, you're going to get murdered. You're going to need some help when the shit go down. Y'all know who I'm talking to. Let's see if Satan's voicemail.
Honestly, the energy between them is 8-year-old boy.
You are mischievous. What is the purpose of your visit, sir? Just enjoy our friendship and talk about joy.
Sex.
I don't think you could find two people.
Sex. Remember y'all? Sex.
On the planet
Listen to
who are
this.
more
Watch.
different than the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu.
Sex.
One grew up in absolute poverty. The other grew up in a 1,000-room palace.
Unfortunately, that person is Christian. Unfortunately, he's a Buddhist.
Sex.
There's a lot of shared background. Both of them have deep history of struggle against authoritarian systems.
The Tibetan people are being exterminated. Their culture and religion are being stamped out.
Black man, black woman, pay attention.
I lost my own country. Amid tear gas and police dogs, Desmond Tutu led a people against apartheid.
When people decide to be free, absolutely nothing is going to stop them from becoming free. You can overcome the most horrendous.
We've seen that already. We've seen that already. Now, check this out. Desmond Tutu's homophobia statement. Right there. Let's leave that right there. So now, I will refuse to go to a homophobic heaven. Period. No. I would say sorry. I would rather go to the other place. So, by that statement, all right, who is Jesus? Who is Dalai Lama? Who is the Cardinal? Who and what is Africa? What is apartheid? Who is wicked? Who loves and hates God? And who's misleading the sheep? Remember, this is the information on the life of Jesus Christ. Because you have said that the son of Buddha, Isa, the friend of Buddha, Dalai Lama, Tutu, says, I refuse to go to a homophobic heaven. I'd rather go to hell, somewhere else. Whatever heaven is to him, he don't want to go. Look at him. He looks scary as fuck to me. He looked like a black pope that just died not too long ago, man. He just, look at his eyes, man. He's a fucking demon, man. The son of Buddha, Jesus. The unknown life of Jesus Christ. Isa in the Bible says Mary. Isa in the Quran says Mary and Joseph, but this one says Buddha. Let's keep going. Isa is the great prophet, one of the first after the 22 Buddhas. He is greater than any of the Dalai Lamas, for he constitutes a part of the spirituality of the Lord. It is he who has instructed you, who has brought back frivolous souls to God. Now, we have to understand this is 1800s. So now we have to differentiate between Jesus Christ or the original Christ of the Hebrews, that bloodline. So we have to walk this very, very tightly. And look at who they're praising. As they handed over the torch, the soul to the Most High Yah, of Abraham, the creator of all things seen and unseen, or the God of Jesus. Let's find out. He is greater than the Dalai Lamas, for he constitutes a part of the spirituality of Yah. It is he who has instructed you, we read that, brought previously to the souls of Yah, who has rendered you worthy of the blessings of the Creator. Okay. Who has endowed each creature with the knowledge of good and evil. All shit. See, there we go. The Most High said, do not eat from the tree of good and evil, because so that means he didn't give it to you. But it says, the Creator who has endowed each creature with the knowledge of good and evil. So that's a different Creator now. His name and his deeds have been recorded in our sacred writings, and was reading of his great existence spent in the midst of erring people who weep over the horrible sin of the pagans, who assassinated him after putting him to the most cruel tortures. I knew it. I knew it. Soon as I seen who has endowed creatures with the knowledge of good and evil, that was Satan all day. Jesus almost became God, or the okay to relish in dualism. But nonetheless, like King David's oldest sons got assassinated, so did Jesus, and most cruel tortures. So that doesn't sound too far-fetched, for real, for real. It really don't. Starting to sound more logical. Now I hope I get some water. Yes, I get something. That's not piss, y'all. That's water. I'm a little British dip. It was frozen. Get a little water purifier. Speaking of water purifier, can somebody remind me when I get a nice little piece of change to invest in a water purification system for salt water to drinking water, please? Remind me of that. Alright, so now I horribly struck from Lama's words. The Prophet Isa, Jesus, his tortures and death, our Christian Dalai Lama, the recognition of the Christianity by the Buddhists, the recognition of the Christian by the Buddhists, all combined to make me think more and more of the career of Jesus Christ. And I beg my interpreter to admit nothing of the Lama's conversation. And he says, where are the sacred writings about whom they compiled? As a particular role, said the monk, written in India and Nepal at different epochs, according to the course of events at Lhasa, and number many thousands. And some of the larger convents, there are copies made by the lamas at different periods during their stay at the Lhasa, and later presented their convents as souvenirs of their visits to the great master, our Dalai Lama. So, what I'm seeing here, as I'm looking at the language and who published the book, Harvard, the divinity school, is not going to hand over their power back to the original people. Because to run a divinity school, you must have authorization from some type of priesthood, like manhood. They had to have some power from the priesthood to create a divinity college, especially at Harvard. So, because this atrocity inscribed, and in scriptures, plural, the translators, these corrupt people have mixed the truth in this book. Because at first they turned this book down, and now it's published and given comments in 4 major cities in America when it comes to publishing newspaper and gossip and religion. Now I can see the intermingle, because I'm looking at Desmond Tutu and the friendship of Dalai Lama, Christian, and Dalai Lama, but who rules them both? The Catholic Church and their assassination, their assassins, aka the Jesuits, and their minions, aka the Masons and then their minions, aka black and white Masons and Boulets. To you righteous ones, just understand you are a flying white milk, and you better respect these people's culture, or you'll die for nothing or come up missing. This is their world. This is their system. Learn how to play the game. Learn how to play the game. The Buddhists occupy making a theme career of Jesus Christ. I beg the interpreter to admit. The principal role, said the monk, written in Indian Nepal. Okay, we got that. Lamas at different periods during the stay. Lhasa. Our Dalai Lama. Do you not possess any of these copies relating to the Prophet Isa? No, we do not possess any. Our convent is of little importance, and the Lamas have collected but a few hundred manuscripts since its foundation. The large cloisters possess thousands of them, but they are sacred things, and you cannot see them anywhere. After a few minutes more, and I said that too, because they're sacred, they can't move, nobody can mess with them. We don't care what you want to know. Unless you wipe out that whole monastery and that whole knowledge of those people, they'll come back for you. And so that's why a lot of tribes are extinct. More conversations. I return to the camp. Lama, boom. Isa, the prophet of Buddhists. How could that have been? Being a Jewish origin. He dwelt in Palestine and Egypt as Jewish. So this is not a Hebrew Jesus. But if it is a Hebrew, they took Hebrew out and gave him a Jewish. So now when you see that word Jewish, you automatically come up with a white or pale skin connotation, like this almost close to pale skin Dalai Lama. And the scriptures contains not a word, not the slightest allusion to the part played by Buddhism in the education of Jesus. There's nowhere. But there's hints in it. There's hints in it. And one of the hints is the three wise kings from the east. One from Persia, India, and probably Egypt. I wouldn't doubt it. And they each came with a gift of magic and knowledge. And this Abmanati traveled from Babylon, Egypt, down to India, representing the three Magi's. Remember, we see the star fall from heaven, and the three Magi's, or the three kings. The Persian king, the Brahmin king, and the Egyptian king. Because this is where his neighborhood is at. Like for myself, I only go to certain neighborhoods in the city, but I go all over the city. So if you pinpoint the steps, he only went with these three kings. He had dropped some signs on him as a child to get him through the years, I guess. You know, get him through the years. Give him something to do. Give him something to grow on. Let's get it. Without being aware of it, we travel the Namiyaka, the Namikala pass at the altitude of 13,000 feet. Okay. But that might have to say something about it. 13,000 feet, meaning 13 tribes. You know, you never know. Because that's 13,000 feet would be tribes for 13 feet or 13 tribes of Israel. River, Chengdu, Kashmir, European lobster. While journey through Kashmir, European lobsters almost of the notion. National architecture in the monotonous sameness of the low square huts people. Those of European, not far from Kabul. Dry bed torrent. English labyrinths, just like the Catholic Church. I mean the Vatican City at the bottom of it, labyrinths. Here in White House has labyrinths in here too. Peter's Buddhist. But remember, their God said that all creation was given to them, good and evil. We've seen that. I should have screenshotted that. Let me see if I can find that. There we go. That was heavy. Y'all. That was heavy. Yeah, I had to get that. Had to. Let's go. See, because at first they said God, now prophet. But it might have been the writer that said God, and the Tibet guy said, no, to us, just a prophet. But nonetheless, they're talking about Jesus Christ, the Jew, for what they're writing. So what it seems like, before they PDF it, because they know more people will gravitate to a PDF. If you can change the words when you put them in a PDF, or I don't know who will take time out to do that, but somebody's rewriting these books and putting them free on PDF, and or making them cheap to buy. It's a nice propaganda tactic too. But if that's not what they're doing, then damn, I didn't let the cat out the bag. My bad. Sorry for giving y'all good, bad ideas. Please don't use that idea. It's just mental investigation. We're fishing right now. The Indus, intending to spend the night there. Okay. Buddha banners. Travel to believe in the divine grandeur of the human soul. Okay, admirable, no problem. But this, only understand, this is the unknown life of Jesus Christ. All right, this is not saying this is the unknown life. Don't forget that. Let me get a sip of water again. I got something else better to eat. I got something else better to eat. Eat. Read that, guys. Read that for yourself. Alrighty. Fuck it. I'll need to fill her up. Munchie time. Called Pitat. Whatever the hell that is. Alright. Keep it going. The praise of the ancient sovereigns, dominated by, okay, constructed Europeans who came over the Indian route in the hunting season. Who is these Europeans that came over the hunting route? And what was they hunting too on both sides? Was these Europeans hunting the same niggas they was hunting? Understand, Islam is there too now. Let's not forget that. Islam's in the house. Y'all ain't know? Islam was in the house.
System. It is so helpful to be able to see
Yo, that's classy.
Gotta work hard. You gotta get what you want, get it. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to give me what I want. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to get what I want. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to give me what I want. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to give me what I want. These fucked up situations got me learning my lessons. God bless me. It finally feels like I'm getting out of this mess. Years of stressing.
Cause this life it keeps on testing so many times, but each failure just taught me different lessons. I keep this method and the way that I respond, I found it up a little bit just so that I could move on, turn me into a better me. This music's my therapy, cause it's keeping me staying focused on what I wanna be. It's hard cause nothing is free. Wake up every morning even though I just wanna go to sleep and stay asleep, cause I don't wanna get up just to get a word. But I go to work every day cause I'ma give me what I want. Cause nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to get what I want. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to give me what I want. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to give me what I want. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to give me what I want. I'm trying to look in both directions just to see which way to go. Cause I wanna get my money and I want it to grow. But you know by times it's hard, cause sometimes I can't get up. But I get up and force myself just so that I can get it up. I just want my paper and money and the things that I want. Cause I've been in these streets for too long and it feels like I'm giving up. But I never give up, cause I gotta keep on going, gotta keep on living till the day that you finally get it. Cause there's nowhere to go, there's nowhere to run, gotta work daily just so that I can get what I want. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to give me what I want. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to give me what I want. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to give me what I want. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to give me what I want. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to give me what I want. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. That's why I'm working daily just to.
I like this song right now. The population of Andek is essentially Mongolian. Now understand, we're talking about India, Tibet. That's why you have these Mongolian, Tibet, Chinese, Japanese looking Indians here in America when you look at the movies. We're not saying anything about the people, we're just saying identity theft. Because this is the 1800s. Late 18, this is not even 1900s yet. They came over in ships too. These Mongolians. They were two-story houses. Small stature, huddled cheek, round shoulder with small head, narrow receding forehead, bright dark eyes of the Mongolian race, a flat nose, large mouth, thin lips, short chin, sparse beard. I don't see them Chinese movies. Hey yo, some chick told me Chinese Jamaican, y'all. Hey. Women are also small. That's why they have rosy red cheeks, rose bloom in their cheeks. Exceedingly gay, not homosexual, what y'all just said in America. Talking about being very fond of laughter. Hee. while she kicking you in your nuts. And say, I love you a long time. Oh, Miss So Horny. Miss So Horny. I want to make that joke because y'all like copying shit. Y'all made us a lot of money with your copy machine. China, I ain't hating. Russia, I ain't hating. Shit. But I don't hate America either. Because you motherfuckers on the Eastern Gate, it's crazy. I don't care what y'all say. Every east side of anything on the planet is always crazy. Oh shit, I fucked up. Give me a bag of weed, tobacco. I read, I looked at somewhere, they say they always dirty and shit. So much for civilized, huh? That sounds like prostitution. Y'all men are dirty as hell, but your woman, we don't keep that red gown clean over this dazzling white booty time. Your men, they can be dirt balls, we don't give a damn. But your women, yeah, we gotta keep that booty tank clean, fellas. That's like being treated like a nigga here in America. Treat the men like crap, but keep the poutine clean. That's what it looks like. What Dalai Lama say? 666. And what Tutu say? Remember, you're a something something. On the low, Dalai Lama was like, shut up, I already done banged you already, shut up. Who you talking to? I say what I want. I know why Chinese don't like being called Orientals. As some of them are Japanese or Asians. They're not no Oriental. It'll explain why they cling on to the pelican, because something about being Oriental messes with their Asian complexities. Drop that back on.
Give me what I want.
Boom, boom. No.
It is that lifestyle.
PHOE, Hannah, Hex, Arizona, we up next. I'ma rep it to my death. And if you wanna throw it down, we can throw it down. This is PHOE, Hannah, Hex, Arizona, we up next. I'ma rep it to my death. And if you wanna throw it down, we can throw it down. Like to welcome everybody, Valley of the Sun. I'm gonna tell you a story, but the story just begun. It's about this little youngin' and he's packing up some heat. Cause you know that he was raised up off this motherfucking streets.
It is that lifestyle.
That got him on the run, trying to get him something cause you know he's feeling numb. Now he's trying to...
Yo. This is some funny shit. This first paragraph. Some funny shit. Trades are generally despised, and laborers and musicians who compose the lowest degree of society are known under the contemptuous of the name of BIM. Alright? Somebody write that down. I'm writing that shit down right now. BIM. B-E-M. Hindu. India. BIM. So we know BIM is a musician. They say BIM, lowest degree of society. BIM would be a black man or black woman. Musicians, rappers, laborers, you know, milkman, trash man, anybody with a trade, right? You would call them BIM. The hours of leisure left after the work in the fields is accomplished. So we got the slavery part and field niggas. Spitting hunting, the Tibet goat. Okay. Which fur is greatly valued in India. While the poor inhabitants cannot afford the necessary weapons, hire themselves as coolies. Hire themselves as coolies. Now I heard that word coolie before, but it was a nigga moment. You know we about to go in on this, right? What happened to that word coolie? Where did that word coolie go? Let's do some research. What is a coolie? Okay, y'all see. Hey, yo, who's a crackhead now? You peon. Hey, y'all better still read books and understand what y'all be talking about. It's a damn shame. They literally pee on us too, y'all. Was that book made? Right at the same time. Because this is not, that book was made in 1848. That's almost 20 years before the crown rule of India started. So they brought Jesus. Let's finish reading. Hold on. cheap labor trade. Got any lawyers out there? Somebody check that out. What did they change the word "coolie" to? Same meaning, different word. Because they have behind the words. They have behind the. I said that right the first time. They have behind words. So you gotta go look for it. Alright. Back to the. I was curious, y'all.
Finally kidding, now he's packing up the gun, cause he's about to catch a body, then that's body number one. Then after that, he was doing it for fun. Then we'll hit up little homie, like let's go load up the gun. Put 100 rounds in a 100-round clip, then he loaded up that shit, then he cocked it back and did. Now he's on his way to hit a leg. To him it was nothing, cause you know that's all he did. Living life to take a life, that's all he really did. Now he's fighting for his life, he's headed to the pen. P.H. Hobie, and I heads. Arizona, we up next. I'ma rep it till my death. And if you wanna throw it down, we could throw it down. It's PH, Hobie, and I heads. Arizona, we up next. I'ma rep it till my death. And if you wanna throw it down, we could throw it down. Shout out to the homie, shout out to that homie. I ain't gonna say no name, homie. Little homies fighting a life sentence up in 4th Avenue. Yeah. I hope you beat that case, bruh. Yes. You know what I mean? It ain't easy out here in the streets, easy, man. When you gotta do what you gotta do to survive, bro. That's why I changed my life around, you know? But for other little homies, they ain't got that option, they don't. They gotta do what they gotta do, for real. PH, Hobie, and I heads. Arizona, we up next. I'ma rep it till my death. And if you wanna throw it down, we can throw it down. This is PH, Hobie, and I heads. Arizona, we up next. I'ma rep it till my death. And if you wanna throw it down, we can throw it down.
It's that lifestyle.
Each and every day, we pray, we pray. Each and every day, we clap and dance and sing. Hey yeah, hey yeah. Each and every day, we dance and swing. Each and every day, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah. Each and every day, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah. Each and every day, we dance and sing and pray each and every day, yeah, every day, yeah, Hey ya, hey ya. That was funny, y'all. That was funny. I had to bust. Well, I had to bust a little note out for y'all get my practice up. Get a little practice up. Go try to find that. Try to find that. I found the flow, the rhythm for it, which is something like this. Cause I'm Afro-Asiatic, so when I want to gravitate to the drum beats and the strings and the horns and the organs and you know what I mean, the blowpipes. Abjure Brahmanism and advocate the use of opium imported the custom to the land of Ukraine, Tibet, Mongolia, and Korea, aka fentanyl. Opium, fentanyl. See, you know what's funny? America and they took all the opium crops. So I guess they say, you know what? We're going to come up with some synthetic shit. Because y'all fucking up our money, America.
It's that lifestyle.
Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me? Get your head high, don't let them get to you. Get your head right, they don't wanna see us make it, they'd rather see us die. Valley's not an option, get it till you fly. My energy is positive, feel it with the vibe. Every time that you can get it, you gon' hit it when it ride. Cause you know that I'ma get it, if you ride it, you gon' ride. You don't ride it when you ride it, cause you ride it when you ride. Like, they can feel it with the beat. Every time I do it, I'ma do it when I speak. Feel it with the vibe, and I get it when I ride. Get it every time, cause I'ma get it in your eyes. Like, you gon' see when you ride with me. So do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Get it in the whip. Every time I do it, I'ma do it when I spit it. They be feeling this cause you know how I come legit. I be spitting this like it be coming off the grid. Ain't no blood, ain't no crib. Street certified, I'ma keep this shit legit. It's like I load it up and I'ma put it in the clip. When I hit it, I'ma hit it cause you know this shit legit. Vibe with me, vibe with me. Ride with me, ride with me. Put it in the ride with me. You can feel it when you ride with me. Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me, ride with me? Do you wanna ride with me?
Made in Las Vegas. Congratulations.
You know, this is fucking my shit up. Alright. So we got Corey out the way. And we back on this. Let's took my shit away. Oh, there we go. Let me move my shit. Alright, now. So, the Passport Brothers, whatever. You can run around this country, y'all, messing with some female that's part of this shit. You got a whole family. You got 5 families that have to come after you messing with one female. Yo, I guess Desmond Tutu, if I was you, I don't condone it, but maybe being a boy lover might have been in your best interest. Because you going over here touching these girls and boys and they belong to the whole family. That means if you have sex with her, you gotta have sex with all of them motherfuckers. Hell no. Oh my goodness. Any black man and black woman who want a bunch of females, hey, take your ass over to Tibet, nigga. It's cool. Your whole clique can have sex with one woman. It'd be cool. You can run trains and be immoral. Just go to Tibet. That's what I'm reading. The elder brother chooses a wife who becomes common property of every member of his family. Okay. I'm done with that already. I'm not a female or a woman, and I'm already like, shit. I'm using my woman when I feel like it. A young girl cannot be married without her consent. But if she accepts the proposal, the young man must take her with him to his home where she becomes his wife and that of his brothers. And a family with but one son sends him to a woman who has 2 or 3 husbands only. And he offers himself in the role of a 3rd or 4th husband. This offer is not as usually declined, and the young man immediately takes his place in the bosom of his new family. Wow. See what I'm saying? So to mess with this one chick, you gotta look at 2 or 3 husbands and they motherfucking brothers. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. That's why most black folks can't get no Tibetan pussy. Because you gotta have sex with all their brothers in them. And you allowed to refuse to be in a homophobic heaven. Because what did Dalai Lama say? Sex, 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 sex. A bunch of sex with each other, with our cows, our rats, monkeys, chicken. Who seen that picture, man, that Asian dude was banging a chicken? Wow. Hey, I thought it was a joke. When I heard that chicken, I said, oh shit. I said, oh shit. He done stuck it in the chicken, y'all. He choked the shit out that chicken and stuck it right in me, man. I was like, oh my god, this is some bullshit. Let me speed on. Started to give me a headache. Okay. So Jesus, Buddha, something bit me and I didn't even know it. It looks like it. Maybe not. So Jesus, Buddha, Tibet, that's how Jesus knew she had 5 wives. Let's go back to that. Jesus mentions the 5 husbands to the lady in the Bible. Here we go. So let me get this again. Alright, where's the 3 boys? 2 or 3 husbands. Alright. So I'm going to send this to y'all like a pamphlet. I'll just make these things called pamphlets. Go ahead and edit this real quick. Can I get a pencil? No pencil? Oh, annotate. Okay. Uh-oh. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Did not want to do that. See if this will work. I'll try. I tried it, yeah, I tried. Let's see. You know what? Screw that. I got a better idea than that. I'll make a PowerPoint doc. That's screw that. Right there. Choice bride. And where else? What's that? Alrighty. So I had to make sure I brought that back in there. So we know how, when they wrote the New Testament, how they put the book together. This is called typology, y'all. Where you take two stories and you create a narrative with mystery, fairy tales, folklore, and some other books, and create a story. And then use some real historical culture in it. Like, I see you have no husband, for you have had 5 husbands. Yeah, because when I married the one husband, I inherited 5 niggas. That's how you knew I had 5 husbands. You was in India, nigga. So who taught Jesus how to talk like this? If it wasn't for him visiting certain environments. It's hard to play God, man. It's a job. Married tender age. What y'all call pedophile. Okay, let's get to the Jesus stuff, though. He said theft and murder is unknown in the country. I guess so. Alright, they were there playing polo, so now they get Europeanized. It's the rap. Jason bloodline, Jesus bloodline, that Jew bloodline is still alive today. And this is what their children is claiming. The Jason Jew deception bloodline, and they don't know the truth. And this would make sense with the American war, Ukraine war, Russian war, British war, all this families are feuding now because they're learning that you get us practicing and dying for some shit that's not even us. And that would hurt. See? Principal temple, which is decorated with paintings of chief idols and in the immense statue of Buddha. So Jesus, chief idols, Buddha, the Son of God, right and wrong. So we understand that the unknown life of your Jesus Christ, he was in a temple with Buddha. Dagon, are one of the chief idols, and from them is Buddha, because they're not going to change Buddha into your shit, but they can call Christ, your Jesus, a type of Buddha for the sake of getting along and trade and monetary gain and the obedience of the coolie and the BEM. BEM. Let's get that into. What is a BEM? What do BIM mean in Sanskrit? I should know. See? So you see what they did to the word Bim? So the so-called black man and black woman would be science fiction, grotesque creature, often extraterrestrial, that menaces the protagonist. Bim. Sanskrit. What do we call okay. So that makes sense. Come on now. We seen that word Bim. 18, this is the 18 something word. American English, well, Arabic, Brazilian, Portuguese, Bim. They playing with it, y'all. So, we knew Bim had something to do with musicians. And something like the ghetto. I remember that. Alright, where's the rest of this guy at now? We almost done with this, folks. But now, we're about to float through it. So Jesus, the magician, Jesus goes to India and pick up some more magic and learn about some more gods. So much that in the scripture, he mentions the woman having 5 husbands, which that coincides with Hindu Tibet culture. So he's somewhere, but they put it in the Bible as if he was in Judah, Jerusalem or something. No, that's an excerpt from an ancient tablet or writing in the Hindu books. Remember, this is called a gospel. Spells. The image of the enemy of men, made of dough and placed at the foot of one of the poles, was then seized upon the broken among the skeletons by the old men who stood among the spectators. The pleasure was having made me rather dizzy. Of course, in stairway, a number of prayer wheels. I was outspoken with intelligence. Rituals in no way violates the fundamental principle of Buddhism. Many merely the principal means of maintaining an ignorant throne in the obedience of the love of the Creator, as a toy may keep a child under submission of his parents. The people or the ignorant throng are the children of the Father. The people or the ignorant throng are the children of the Father. But this Creator is the one that endowed you with good and evil. So the Creator that gave you good and evil, according to the Bible, is the serpent or the false Christ. This is his father. I gotta be careful what I'm calling on, but that's why I say Yah. The frequency of life. Now, in the first video, you'll see Creator, and I'm gonna send the clip that I made. He says that his Creator endowed you with good and evil. It says, who says what about that? We'll get out of that. Who taught man good and evil? So, this Creator says, the followers of this Creator says that he gave them what? Knowledge of good and evil from that tree. So, Jesus is the devil. Basically. Whose great name is the same for all nations. Jesus, Isa. The people of Israel could not help setting up a god cast in metal in the very moment when their prophet Musa was conversing with the Creator. Buddhism has undergone the same modifications. You see, modifications. Our great reformer, Kayamoni, who was inspired by the Supreme Judge, truly understood the one and indivisible mastery of Brahma, and did all in his power to prevent the manufacture of images. Made, it was claimed in his resemblance. He openly separated himself from the polytheistic Brahmas and preached the purity and immortality of Brahma. The success obtained by himself, his disciples among the people caused him to be persecuted by the Brahmins, who had acquired a source of personal revenue in creating new gods who, contrary to the law of Yahweh, treated the nation despotically, our first sacred parts of the world. As their sermons were mainly directed against the tyranny of Brahmins and the profitable business and propagating this idea of God, the Buddhists, that is, those who have followed the doctrine of these holy preachers were mostly gathered from the lower classes of China and India. So this is a lower class of Brahmas, or what we would call in our language Hebrews. But along these sacred preachers, the Buddha, Kyriakamuni, known in China under the saying of Fo, who lived 3,000 years ago, whose sermons brought the whole of China back into the path of the true God, and the Buddha Gautama, who lived 2,500 years ago and converted nearly half of the Hindus to the word of the only invisible and impersonal God, or particularly venerated. Buddhism is divided into many sects, which differ only in some of the religious ceremonies, on the basis of the doctrine being the same in all. The Tibetan Buddhists, whom we call Lamists, separated from the Foists 1,500 years ago, until when we had formed a part of worshippers of the Buddha Fo, Kyriakamuni, who was the first to unite all the laws enacted by the different Buddhists at the same time of the great schism among the Brahmas. Later, a Mongolian, Katukakutas, translated the works of the great Buddha into Chinese, which the Emperor of China rewarded him with the title Gochi, King Precipitator. That the scepter. Oh, the preceptor, the king's preceptor. Let the scepter be returned. Okay. After his death, this title was bestowed on the Dalai Lama of the Tibet, and since that, a incumbent of this post has enjoyed. Oh, the king's Gochi, the king's preceptor, until the scepter returns to the original. Judah will hold the Gochi. The tribe of Judah has the Gochi. Some of the, okay, I don't know. I'm playing with that, y'all. But I remember the scepter belongs to the seed of Joseph, but Judah would be the king's preceptor, or the Gochi. Okay. These red monks, black men, there better never be no green and black monks. I'm going to be passed out. I said, that made me sit up real quick. What time is it? 9 o'clock? I'm going to cut this off. But I had to share this with some of y'all something to think about. And Isa, who preached in India and among the sons of Israel, and who was afforded afterward put to death by the pagans who descendants adopted the doctrine he taught. The doctrine which you believe. The great Buddha saw the universe as the incarnation of Brahman. He remains inner, nearly always containing all things within him. Since the origin of man, and his breath emanates the world. He abandoned man to his own strength, yet at certain epochs he emerges from his inaction and assumes a human form, that he may attempt to snatch his creatures from irremediable ruin. In the course of his terrestrial existence, Buddha creates a new world in the midst of the people who have gone astray, and then leaves this earth to again become an invincible being and resume his life of perfect felicity. 3,000 years ago, the great Buddha incarnated himself in the person of a celebrated prince, Kyriakamuni, by maintaining a perpetuating in the doctrines of his 20 incarnations. 2,500 years ago, the great soul of the world incarnated himself once again more in Guam, building the foundation of the new world, and the Burma, Sama, and different islands. I'm going to stop this video, this live feed here. This feed will be this will be a whole day deciphering that right there. I know for a fact. Let me see if I can find that real quick before I end this. That ain't it. Here we go. It says this: He who brought back frivolous souls to God, who has rendered you worthy of the blessing of the Creator, who has endowed each creature with the knowledge of good and evil. I'll make sure I get that. All right, I read that statement right there. Couldn't close out without that. And let me get this off my shoe. I made the point with that. Well, I don't got to. I'm cool with that. I ain't got shit to hide. I ain't got nothing for a nigga to take for real anyway. I just don't want to go to jail for nothing. You know? Get there and all of a sudden, hey, we found out you done voided the IRS. Why didn't you say something? Well, I'm saying something right now. Oh shit, I didn't see the comments. Hey, what's up, Bruce? My fault, bro. I couldn't see the comments. I've been on this thing for 3 hours too. Let's see if I can stop the thingamadooty here. See all notifications. Notifications. I know I'm sharing my screen, so can I close this out? Okay. I was trying to get you off my screen, but I see that I can't get you off my screen. Till next time, this is Kim Fogle, Moral Jose, saying we love you guys, man. Take care of each other. And we hope you enjoyed this long-ass video. I'm sorry because they started cutting it off at the beginning. But take care of each other. If you have any questions, hit me up. Father, we ask that you will bless this video and help somebody to understand it, research it more for themselves, that they may come to another conclusion. and send them on for another journey or another mission to seek your face and to seek you with all their heart and strength. We pray that they develop a relationship with you, Father. We pray that they develop a trust with you and with their fellow brothers and sisters. Selah.